So, welcome to the mini class this week. Our theme this week is the idea of tuning into what we want, what we desire, what we long for. And this can be really edgy, right? Because sometimes we might have the idea that we can't have what we want, or we shouldn't even want what we want because we're told that we should want things in a narrow range, whatever it is. We have a lot of issues around our own desires. So, today, I'm going to encourage you to drop the question in, what do I really want? Without worrying about an answer, without worrying about what you think you want or what you know in your mind to want, but what do you really want? Beyond, what our culture says you should want or what your family thinks you should want, what do you really want? And tuning into that desire can also be a little bit challenging, right? Because we might think, oh, I'd really love a vacation, but there's a voice in the back of our head that's saying, you can't have that right now, or whatever it is. So we have to deal with those resistances when we tune into our desire. But today, I really encourage you, can you just tune into the flavor of wanting without having, without knowing if it's possible, without any of that? But can you tune into that deep, deep longing and desire of what is it that I really, really want? And a hint, most of us don't really know what we really, really want, right? So the inquiry is about allowing things to settle and then letting rise up our truth from that place, right? Not from our brain, but from somewhere deep in our guts, in our belly, in our heart. What do we really want? So I'm going to be bringing this question back to you today over and over and over again. Know that if it does kind of stir up some challenging emotions for you, know that that is normal, right? Getting what we want is a really challenging thing, or wanting what we want is even really challenging. Getting what we want can be challenging too, actually. Right? We think we want something, we get it, and we're like, uh-oh, that's not what I really wanted. So it's just about tuning into the desire, allowing that desire, that feeling of wanting to fill you up and seeing what happens. Right? So we're going to start standing today. So you can be on your mat, get comfortable, get up if you're down, and we'll see you there. So we'll start in mountain pose. Today it's a very strong and secure, grounded pose. It's a great place to sort of jump off to all of this other standing poses, but also a great place to tune into our desire. Right? When you feel strong, when you feel grounded, what do you really want? So let's just drop in here a little bit. You're welcome to keep your eyes open. You're also welcome to close them. You want to make sure that you feel steady on your feet with your eyes closed if you choose to go that route. Or eyes open, soften your gaze, open your peripheral vision, as we were working with in the last several weeks ago, but have been continuing to work with that idea of coming out of tunnel vision, coming into a greater awareness of the space around us or our internal space by closing the eyes. Last week we looked at the breath, so let's come into one of those techniques we used last week, which is simply noticing the breath as it is. So take a few breaths where you simply notice your experience of breathing, what it feels like in your body. And then I invite you to bring your hands together at your heart, palm to palm. And I invite you to the question, what do you really want? There's no need to know the answer. We're not looking for the answer. We're just dropping the seed of the question in to our psyche and allowing it to rumble around and see what naturally emerges. So what do you really want? Pose the question. Drop that seed into your heart. What do I really want? And know that the answer is not what we're seeking, but to feel a sense of wanting. And then let's take that question, that desire to feel our own desire, and lift it. So we're going to take a breath in, lift the arms, and create some space around you. It's like you're spreading out that question, making space to drop it in. Breathing in, spreading it out. We're lifting and elevating our desire and creating space for it in our lives. One more time. And then bringing the hands together, we'll do the same thing, but we'll add a forward bend now. So you're going to reach up and we're going to create that space all the way down to the earth. Reaching down, letting the head release, coming all the way up again, gathering all that energy back into the heart. So from the heart, elevating this question, what do I really want? Spreading it all through us. So we're not just contemplating with our head, but with our whole being, coming up, gathering that energy of longing, of desire, of wanting, and bringing it back to the heart. Do that again, lifting, reaching, letting that question encompass us and be with us completely, coming up, gathering back into the heart. Pause here for a moment. And then a big breath. It could be a sigh or a yawn. And release. And give your body a little shake. Just let that go. So as I said, I'll keep dropping you in or inviting you to drop into that question as we go. But if it occurs to you as we're practicing, when we put the energy of our effort into the practice with this idea in my mind, what do I really want? We're increasing the energy towards our desires, towards our understanding. Okay, so let's shift the weight a little bit side to side, just rocking a little side to side. Eventually you can start to lift your heel one side and the other, so you're bending the knee, lifting the heel. Eventually you might lift the foot, so you're kind of walking on the spot. And just really test out your balance today. How's your balance feeling? Does it feel wobbly? Does it feel steady? And then you can test your balance a little more by shifting to one foot and letting your body move. So one foot is on the ground and you're just going to move around. See how far you can kind of go off center. And if you lose your balance, the floor is right there. You just touch down and come back. Right? You might hop around a little bit, but just finding that sense of movement, balance and movement. Right? And then at some point shift. So you're shifting to the other foot. Keep your standing leg bent. It really helps to keep your center of gravity lower, helps to keep you nice and supple with the balance so you're not rigid and locked. And just play around with how far can you go off your center before you lose your balance, right? So the idea is almost to go a little too far. Oh, there it is, right? So it's not about keeping your balance. It's really about playing and finding your edges a little bit. And then come back, both feet on the ground, give it a little shake. Beautiful. So we'll start to again work with balance one side at a time. And the action here is to lift your arms up and really press down into your feet, and then lift one knee and bring it up towards your body. So it might just be, bringing your hand to your thigh with your toes on the ground, or it might be as much as really lifting and squeezing that knee in. And then you bring it down. So the pattern is to reach up, shift your weight, bring one knee in. As the foot goes down, the arms go up, you shift your weight again, and then other knee comes in, and arms go up as foot comes down. You can breathe in as you lift, breathe out as you bring the knee in, or just breathe and move naturally. As long as you're breathing is the main thing, so it doesn't matter if you coordinate your breath with the movement, if that feels awkward or the pacing doesn't work for you. Great, and then bringing that foot down, let's come into a forward bend. So we'll reach all the way down to the ground. Maybe take a breath or two here if that feels good. If you're better off with your elbows on your thighs and your head a little higher than your heart, take that option. And a few breaths.
Great. And as you pause here, can again drop in the question, what do I really want? No need to answer. Be with the question, and then when you're ready, you can slowly lift all the way up, raising the arms up again, like you're gathering all of that good energy, all of that query, curiosity, bringing it back to your heart. Good. One or two more breaths here, and then when you feel ready, again, a big sigh or a yawn, just releasing. Good. And again, give it a little shake. So we're going to move into a little bit of a sequence that starts with that leg raising that we just did, moves through some versions of warrior pose. And you want to start out with enough space behind you to take a sort of good size step back. So, if you've got a mat, you want to be able to step back on your mat one way or the other. Luckily for me, I have two, so I can go either direction. So we're going to start. And if you've got enough space at home and you have a couple of mats, this is actually a really nice arrangement, is to have one mat crossed over the other, because you've got a much bigger space to work on, and you can kind of angle out in 4 different directions. So from here, from your mountain pose, feel your heels go down. We'll take a breath in and raise the arms up. Doesn't matter which leg you start with, you're going to bring one knee in towards your chest, or any amount, right? And then step back. So you're going to step back and place that foot so that you're in a warrior stance. So the back foot is turned out to the side a little bit. You want to have a bit of space between your 2 front feet so you're not right in front of the other. And then from here, warrior one. We'll come forward, bringing your hands to your front knee. So I'll turn to the side so you can, if you're looking at the screen, you'll have a better view. So you're going to lift and then come forward. You can bring your hands to your knee, the shin, the ground, maybe blocks if you have them, and we'll lift again. So coming up with a breath in, coming forward as you exhale, if you're coordinating breathing. Or just move and breathe at the pace that's comfortable for you. It doesn't matter how far you go forward. We're really looking for just a nice, gentle stretch and movement. The hips, the low back, the legs. Great. Coming back up to warrior one now. Front knee slightly bent, so it's just over your ankle, back leg strong, firm, straight if possible, pressing the heel into the ground. And then from that grounded place, we're going to step onto the front foot. Bring the back leg through. Bring it up any amount towards the body that's available to you. And then releasing the leg down, lifting the arms. We'll go right into a forward bend. So exhale, forward. Inhale, coming up. You can always ignore my breath cues if that's appropriate for you. And then arms down to the sides. Take a moment before we move to the other side. Get re-grounded. So feel your feet on the ground. Feel your heels go down, heart lift. And as you move into the warrior on the other side, dropping that question in again. What do I really want? And then from there, inhale, lifting the arms. Drawing the knee in. If you're coordinating the breath, you're exhaling here. And then stepping back into warrior one, so that back foot turns out to the side, arms come up. Take a moment, adjust as you need to. Find your warrior one. Feel the strength and resilience of this pose. What do you really want? Come forward. A little stretch the back of the leg, lifting up. Again, you can coordinate breathing if you like. Inhale up, exhale forward. Great, make this the last one. You'll come all the way back up, finding your warrior one, shoulders down, heart lifting, legs strong, so pressing into your back heel, little bend in the front knee, and we're going to start to shift the weight. So you're going to lift your back heel, shift onto your front foot. You bring that knee in any amount. So toes could stay on the ground, or you could bring the knee right up into the chest if that's available. As the foot lands, the arms are lifting. Pull out a forward bend, coming forward over the legs. Exhale. Inhale all the way up. And releasing the arms to your sides. Right, so again, just take a moment. Feel yourself in mountain pose. You can give a little shake, release any tension or effort from that little sequence. We are going to do another sequence similar, a little bit different this time. So again, finding yourself in mountain pose. We start and end there always. We'll inhale and lift the arms. Exhale, one knee comes in. Inhale, step back. Same so far as we've been doing, warrior one. And now we're going to switch it up. So we're going to turn. So if your left leg is forward, you're going to turn your body to the right or vice versa. So my left leg is forward. I'm turning to the right. I'm going to turn my body. I'm going to open that back foot a little bit. I'll show you from the side. So now my shoulders and hips are more or less pointing in one direction while my knee is pointing in the other direction. So this is warrior two. Right? So if I show you from the side, we came from this position and we just opened up. Right? I had to move my back foot a little, you might as well. Now check in with this front knee, the bent knee. You want it to be right over your ankle. So it's not beyond your ankle, it's not behind your ankle, and it's not twisting in or out. So just check that out. And then from here, let's do a little side bend, bringing the hand to the knee, reaching the other arm up, and back the other way, lifting the arm as you reach back for that back leg. We'll go side to side a couple of times. Just bring some movement into the sides of the body. Staying with that question, what do I really want? Right? There's no need to worry about can we have it? How do we get it? What is it even? Just pose the question. Great, let's come back to the center now. Arms parallel to the ground. If you find your shoulders aren't so happy here, bend your elbows, turn your palms up, and let that be your warrior position. Otherwise, you're going to turn your head towards, well, either way, you'll turn your head towards the hand that's over the bent knee. You're looking off into the distance and reaching the arms out. Feel the strength of this pose. And it's not a really difficult position to be in, like some yoga poses, but there's a strength and there's a resilience required. So find that strength within. Feel the earth. Looking out over your hand, what do you really want? Okay, turn your back palm up. We're going to lift the back heel. Swing your back arm over your head as you pivot on your foot. Good. And then you can place that foot down, bring your hands to your front knee, shin to the ground, and pause here for a couple of breaths now. You can have that front knee bent as much as you need to, and you definitely do not need to be able to reach the floor. You could rest on your thigh, or if you have blocks or a chair, that's a great option too. So when you're ready to come up, lifting back into warrior one, and just as we did the last time, we're going to step forward, bring that knee up any amount, foot down, arms up, breathing in, and then exhale into your forward bend. Inhale, come all the way up. And releasing your arms down to your sides. So we'll do the same thing on the other side. I'm just going to shift to the other end of my mat so that I'm still facing the screen when I open into warrior two. So again, inhale, lifting. Exhale, opposite knee coming in. You'll step back, warrior one, breathing in. And then from warrior one, that one knee is going to stay in the same direction that it's going. We're going to turn the shoulders and the hips a little bit more towards the front and maybe open that back foot to a comfortable position. So it could be angled in, could be straight, slightly angled out. Just find what works for you. Front knee, check that it's forward and back over your ankle, side to side over your ankle, and then you can reach the arms to the sides. Reach out, feel that grounding through the feet, lifting through the heart, and then you can start to go side to side. So bringing the hand to the bent knee as you reach up, and then reaching for your back leg as you reach up in the other direction. And let this flow. Find ease here. You don't have to go as far as you can. In fact, it's best if you don't. It's really about just finding a little opening, a little ease in the sides of the body, and lots of flow in the movement. Right. And then finding your way back to center. And check down on your knee that it's still pointing straight out over your ankle. Look out over your front hand. Reach your arms out from the center of your heart. And as you hold this strong pose of determination, drop into the question, what do I really want? Lift your back heel, swing the arm over, pivot on your back foot. You can release the heel down, bring the hands to your knee or shin, blocks, chair, whatever you've got handy, whatever works for you. Take a few breaths here. Okay, and then lifting to warrior one, coming all the way up. We're going to step onto the front foot, bring that back leg in any amount towards the body, and then release down as you lift the arms. Exhale, forward bend. Take a couple of breaths here. Bend your knees quite a lot. You can absolutely bring your elbows to your thighs if that's a better option, or hold your elbows and hang forward, or whatever works for you. Couple more breaths here. And when you're ready, coming all the way up. Bring the hands together like you're gathering that energy back into your heart. Palms come together at your heart. And again, drop in that question. What do I really want? It sets your compass in the direction you want to go. So many of us think so much about what we don't want, and we're actually inadvertently setting our compass in that direction. So what do you really want? You don't have to know, just be with the question. And one more breath here. And exhaling to release your hands. Give your arms and legs a little shake, just letting go of any effort with the warrior poses. And we're going to come to sit down. So if you've got a cushion or a chair handy, whatever, you can sit on the floor if you're comfortable. A chair is totally fine. Main thing is ease and comfort. Right, so finding a comfortable seat. And if you like, you can close your eyes. Again, just like as when we were standing at the beginning, the invitation is to either close your eyes or to have a soft gaze if you choose to keep your eyes open. And you can change your mind anytime. You can start with your eyes closed and then open them, or vice versa. And let's come back to that breath awareness technique that we were working with earlier in the class as well as last week. Finding either one spot to notice the breath, maybe in the chest or the upper back or the shoulders or the nostrils. Or if you choose, you can follow the breath from your nostrils into your body and back out again with your attention. So take maybe another minute with the breath, holding at the same time that question, what do I really want? And now again, let's bring the palms together at the heart. And as you prepare to go back into your day, take this question with you. Periodically drop it into your heart, mind, body throughout the day with no need to come up with an answer. And if you already have an answer, great. Just dropping the question over and over, what do I really want? And allow your body to speak to you over time to show you what it is you really, truly want. Namaste.